Welcome to the Limited Edition Leadership Show. My name is Paula Dunn and I'm a teenage resilience expert and cognitive scientist. I work with teens to help them create confidence to conquer life. So if you're a parent noticing your teen lacks confidence, is afraid of failure and anxious about the future, then please reach out to me. So today, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Wil Massara. At the age of 17, Wil founded the Youth Leadership Academy, empowering students to become leaders in their schools. What intrigued me most about Wil is that he's a young social entrepreneur committed to supporting youth across the globe to realise their potential. So I see that Wil and I resonate on many levels with this, so he had to come on the show. So welcome, Wil.
Thank you so much, Paula, for that introduction. So nice of you to say. So excited to be here and so honoured.
Yes.
So thank you for the opportunity.
Fantastic. So tell us more about this Youth Leadership Academy. What is it all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually founded it when I was 15. So I was going into year 11, as I was selecting my subjects for year 11, I was very frustrated and angry at the choices that I had to make. Mm-hmm. And not only me, but I've seen it through every one of my peers. They were so stressed and concerned about the subjects they were choosing because they were framed up to be the be-all, end-all, and they were either going to make or break their future. And I wasn't very comfortable with that. And I've always sort of had this problem-solving mindset. Like, I started my first business when I was 11, which was about creating a less stressful air travel experience. So I've always been problem-solution orientated. Mm-hmm. And when this frustration was sort of there from the subjects of choosing the ones that were either going to make or break my future, I was led to the question of, if not me, then who, and if not now, then when? Mm-hmm. And that's when I decided I was going to run a one-day event, financially viable for every student, simply empowering them to realise their true potential and creating a safe space where they can be ambitious with no limitations and be exposed to more than just school. Mm-hmm. And sort of, it was about redefining leadership as something that's fun, something that's exciting, and something that gives you freedom. And that was in 2018, February 2018, 1 week into year 11, we founded the thing, and then 6 months later in August, hosted the first ever event in Perth.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wow, that's so exciting. So you've been a social entrepreneur from such a young age. It's mind-blowing to see how people like yourself at 11 years of age is already problem solving and coming up with new and innovative ideas. My hat's off to you. When I think about what I was doing at 11, it was nothing like that. So I think it's fantastic. So tell us a bit more specifically about youth leadership. Like, I understand the frustration, because I remember myself, the challenges I went through in year 11 and 12, picking subjects, and it was all really to do with what subjects do I need to get into university? What was the prerequisites? And so, it was very, very dry, like toast, really. What kind of subjects are ideal? And I guess when I was going through school as well, there were limited options as well in terms of entrepreneurship, leadership, unless, and for me growing up, I never saw myself as a leader at school. So I never really got picked for SRC and all those types of leadership titles at school. So that's one of the things that I'm passionate about is creating a leadership mindset in teens, regardless of whether they see themselves as a leader or not. So I see you've done something similar, right? Because you were saying about the frustration. So tell us more about how you create leadership within the youth with this one-day event.
And I very, very relate to that part of, for me, one of the big focuses for 2020 is reaching the young people who aren't already putting their hand up. Mm-hmm. Because the majority of people who do attend our events are the people in the SRC, the ones who are already putting their hand up for everything. And that's what a big thing about redefining leadership is for me, is mm-hmm. about reaching those who aren't. One of the parts of the State Youth Leadership Conference is leadership. And the main aim of that topic isn't about the person out the front. It's about recognizing that the person at the back, the person who's off to the side, there's that other person. Leadership isn't always about the person who has the microphone and is at the front of the room. Mm-hmm. Leadership is, my events wouldn't run without the people in the back. Your company and your what you do wouldn't run without the people behind. It's not always about the person at the front.
No.
So for me, I started Youth Leadership Academy to create a place where the young person can be whoever they want to be, ambitious with no limitations, because of course school creates these limits of how much we can achieve.
Yes.
And so many people go through school only being exposed to the choices that ATAR brings in the university pathway. I know for me, I didn't even graduate with a certificate of education, but I'm looking into going into uni, and I'll be able to, because there are so many alternative pathways.
Yes, yes. And it's amazing how these days there are so many alternative pathways. And that's something that the youth need to realise, especially now during times of COVID and everyone's worrying about how their ATARs are going to be impacted. Will they get into university or their chosen field? Will there be options? What are the alternatives? And without feeling like an all or nothing where, if I don't get in, this is the end of my life, type thing. So that is something that I've been working with teens on a lot of, overcoming those limiting beliefs about what they can and can't do, especially when there's certain aspects of our lives that we can't control. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, fantastic. And so what else does this Youth Leadership Academy, so it's a one-day event, do you have speakers, like who comes and, obviously you're facilitating this, so what's the outcomes of the day? Yeah, so we have, within Youth Leadership Academy, there's about 4 different parts. The first part is our events, second part is our school programs, third part is community engagement programs, and then we have online programs as well. Right. So our events at the moment are primarily the secondary school event, which is our State Youth Leadership Conference. And this has 6 objectives, one of them being leadership potential, helping young people realise their true leadership potential, teamwork, empowering the youth to sort of realise the power of collaboration over competition. Yes. Creating that safe space where students can be ambitious with no limitations. Creating a space where they're empowered to realise their ability to make an impact with it, regardless of their age, and becoming more exposed to the opportunities of entrepreneurship. And we do this through 5 different sessions, 3 of them being keynote speakers who are sort of specialised in different fields. My favourite part of the event is called the Changemakers panel, and that's where we bring in 3 young people from their state who are normally 18 or younger. Like we had someone in Perth last year who was 12 and had written a book. Wow. And the main aim of this is where students get to put their hand up and ask any questions they have, and what it leads is to them asking themselves a question: if they can do it, why can't I? It makes everything so much more realistic. And the other one is a team working session, which gives them a chance not only to meet that aim of like realizing the power of collaboration, but it also lets them to network and learn how to network with like-minded young people from different schools and from different regions within their state. And just in March of this year, we hosted that tour with 770 students from 80 schools, with 94% of them feeling more adequately prepared and confident to lead their schools and communities after attending. Beautiful. And so are you based in Perth? I'm based in Perth, yes. Yeah, but you're a national... Yeah. So we launched our next tour just last week in the middle of a pandemic. It's been very, very like, when are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? I just sort of decided, let's do it now. And in the last 7 days, we've sold 205 tickets. Beautiful. So, which is we only sold 65 at the first ever event we hosted. So that's pretty exciting. Fantastic. So if more schools want to get involved and get to know who you are and be part of the Youth Leadership Academy that's coming up, where can they find you? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a few different platforms. Of course, our website, which is www.YLAAus.com, or simply search Youth Leadership Academy Australia. And that has all our events, all our ticket sales, where you can register. It also has where you can request a callback for a school program or a community engagement program for that matter. Or reach out to me on LinkedIn, Wil Massara. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I know there's actually quite a few teachers hopping on it now, which is super exciting. Yeah. Especially with the whole online world now. It's really good to sort of connect with teachers and see what they're doing to sort of facilitate conversations about leadership within their classrooms. And I'm super excited to chat to anyone who also wants to learn more about opportunities. We also are currently developing some free lesson plans for teachers
because we know not every teacher is blessed with the budget to come to leadership events. So we're making them as accessible as possible, because the vision, I guess, of Youth Leadership Academy Australia is to be able to provide leadership opportunities to all young people, regardless of their financial situation. And that's the same with schools. So any way we can support you, please reach out.
Okay, well, there you have it. It's fantastic. Thank you for being on the show, Wil. I really appreciate you sharing your insights and your passion to fostering a leadership mindset in our next generation of future leaders. I think it's a great, fantastic vision that you have. So if you've enjoyed watching this segment, please ensure like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to be you, have courage and live life without limits. I'm Paula Dunn. Bye for now.